I got your bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same old nasty ass people from last week. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch.
Make it clap.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. And this is episode number 960 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Good to see you, everybody. Thanks for being here. Give me 1 second. I'm downloading slides. We got some birthdays we're going to get to today, so I'm getting those slides ready. What? Them bitches didn't download. Oh, there they go. Okay. I got to get these birthday shout outs. A pre-2:30 start. What? Yeah. Crazy, right? Isn't that wild? Well, that's the good news. Bad news is we're going to have to get out of here super early today. That's the bad news. So, yeah, that sucks. So we're going to get some birthdays in. We're going to get, we got some stuff to discuss though. Oh, Nice. When was that sent? 2:08. Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, we got some stuff to discuss. I've got individual topics that I want to get to that I think are pertinent to today. But we've also got some headlines for you. And look, Perry's like, well, I'll explain the reasoning here in just a second. And I think you'll understand. I know, Perry, like you will understand. I think if I had to guess, if I was going to guess anyone that wouldn't understand, if I was going to throw out a name, which by the way, you know, the rest of you are always amazing about this show. You put up with the lateness, you put up with whatever. And you're all great about that. You know, Flip bitches about the ads. He refuses to subscribe to the channel. That's fine. Watch. Just being here is great. You know, people show up late and say, I'm sorry I'm late. Hey, you're never late when you're here. I mean that. You don't have to subscribe to this channel on Twitch or YouTube or Patreon to be a fan of this show. It's not mandatory. I mean that. But also don't bitch if you get ads, because they can't do this for free. This is a job. And so, you know, nothing is free. Whether you get Netflix or over-the-air TV, you're either going to pay for it or you're going to watch ads, right? Hulu. You're either going to pay for Hulu or you're going to watch ads. So do you bitch to Hulu? Okay. Well, I went and looked. Because Flip was like, it ain't that 9 goddamn hours of ads. It is 3 minutes per hour of ads. 3 minutes per hour of ads. So I think you have slightly over exaggerated the amount of ads being shown. Let's see, how many commercials in minutes are shown during a 1 hour show on broadcast television? Approximately 15 to 18 minutes of commercials during a 1 hour show. How many commercials in minutes are run during a 1 hour radio show? 1 hour radio show typically has around 16 to 18 minutes of commercial time. 3. Fucking 3 minutes as opposed to 16 to 18 minutes of commercials for a 1 hour 1 hour radio show. I'm showing you, I'm playing 3. So settle the fuck down, Flip. Settle the fuck down. Okay? That's the first thing I needed to say today. Settle the fuck down, Flip. Or you could just subscribe to the goddamn Twitch channel, Flip, and shut the fuck up. Non-paying VOD watcher, go figure. And I really don't mind. Like, people watch and don't subscribe, and that's, honestly, I don't mind. But don't bitch about 3 minutes of ads like it's every 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, it's 3 minutes an hour, and I can literally, Linda... I looked it up because I was like, is it a lot? Is it? Because I don't want it to be a lot. I don't want to inundate people and drive them off with a crap ton of ads. So I looked it up and there it is. Right in front of your big dumb damn face right there. What does that say? Look at it. What does that say? It was right there. 3 minutes. So, yeah, I don't, you know, I don't want to, you know, hey, that's just what it is. He's so cheap. He washes his paper towels to reuse. He puts them in the washing machine. That's hilarious. He puts his paper cups in the dishwasher. That's funny. I ain't gonna lie. I did that once. But it was just so they didn't stank. I actually washed a paper plate. I had like cut up chicken before I cooked it, and I was letting it sit on a paper plate. And I was like, man, garbage isn't until like Wednesday. And I was cooking on like a Friday. And I was like, I'm not just going to throw this paper plate in the trash. So I literally cleaned a paper plate like it was a dish. I felt stupid. But I was like, I'm not throwing this in the trash. It's going to stink to all be damned. Oh, yeah. See, I wonder if he has a subscription to Netflix. It's $20 a month. Yeah. Oh, is it $20 a month to go ad free? That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, what up, Uriel? That's funny. Differences during ads on your show, you still talking as opposed to radio where the host takes a break, but no complaints from me. Yeah, that's the other thing is, what do you mean? So like they interrupt. So would you rather I stop during the ad break? Is that what you're saying, Perry? So I should just shut the fuck up and just not talk? Cisco, flip. How much for one rib? Can you break 100? By the way, Cisco, I gotta put you in touch with Uriel Villanueva. The Villanueva, one half of the Villanueva boys is he's wanting to get in touch with you. He's looking to do something. You get it? I don't know what I'm allowed to share, but I need to put you guys in touch. So if you would, Cisco, message me and let me know how you would like me to tell him how to reach out. Because I think he reached out to you on the Discord. But just tell me the best way to, like, if you want me to give him your email, your number, or whatever, because I think he's trying to set something up. Yes, and I got bumped up to that level. That's BS. I'm getting rid of all the ancillary subscriptions I have. I know, Donna. They get you. I was just saying, do you pimp? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I know, like I can't see the ads, so I don't know what it looks like. But I know like some of the ads, like on Twitch, it moves me to the top of the screen while it runs an ad, but you can't hear me talking. I mean, I can certainly take breaks. I used to take a break every hour on this show. Like at the end of the hour, I would take a 5-minute break. I can run ads and do that. That's fine too. Shit. I don't mind. I don't know. We can figure it out. I've always said this is our show. Y'all tell me how to do it. I'm happy to do it that way. So let's talk about why we're here early. Ads remind me to subscribe. Let's talk about, I just saw something, by the way, when I was looking that up. It was like, oh, you can now offer other stuff with the subscriptions. I was like, I need to look into this. It's the Twitch is finally starting to do other shit. I was like, oh, finally, shit. This is kind of cool. We'll see what it is, but like they're finally starting to be more flexible. Finally. Which is cool. So let's talk about why I'm early and why we will be having to end the show early. So ironic this morning, one of our topics for the day, this topic right here where it says fans are absolute assholes. If you missed it, and I didn't really get into it, but there was some back and forth between myself. Well, not really some back and forth. It was just this guy tweeted, I responded, he responded, and then he just got jumped by a bunch of people. But there was a tweet that I saw that I responded to. Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks had to be consoled on the field last night, mid-game, by one of his teammates and his manager, because, and I'll show you the video. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Copy video address. Paste and go. I wish it would show it more full screen. It's the same. Okay. What the heck? That's not what I wanted. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Stupid ass. There we go. Tony, Barry again? I'm here for the ads. Well, I get it. Flip the handsome. So this was last night, and this was during the game, and I don't know. Yeah, I was trying to make this bigger. Wait, I'm getting sued for hurting someone's feelings. No. So, but this was during the game, and you can see this was during the pitching change. That's Torey Lovullo, and he's consoling Ketel Marte while they're waiting on the pitcher to come out. And Ketel Marte was crying there. You could clearly see it. He was kneeling down behind second, and he was crying, and they don't know why at the time. And, Ben Verlander had tweeted out, and it was like, Ketel Marte is in tears. Does anybody know what happened? Turns out that a fan had said something pretty fucking awful about his mother, who was tragically killed in a car accident in the Dominican Republic back in 2017. It says a 22-year-old fan has been banned indefinitely from all MLB ballparks after yelling something about Ketel Marte's late mother during Tuesday night's game in Chicago. That was according to a source. Marte, 31, was brought to tears by the incident, which occurred while he was at bat in the seventh inning. Marte's mother, Elpidia Valdez, died in a car accident in the Dominican Republic in 2017. Team personnel, including Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovullo, heard the comment and asked for the fan to be ejected. According to a source familiar with the situation, the fan was remorseful for his actions, admitting to his inappropriate comments. We commend the White Sox for taking immediate action in removing the fan, said MLB in a statement. Marte declined comment after the game Tuesday. It's not publicly known what the fan said to upset the 11-year vet. It's not the first incident this season of a fan yelling something inappropriate to a player on field. In April, a fan in Cleveland yelled at Boston Red Sox outfielder Jarren Duran after the player shared in a documentary that he had attempted suicide 3 years ago. Fan was ejected and banned from the ballpark after the incident. I think he said something like, you should have went through with it, because in that documentary about the Red Sox, he said he put the gun to his head and he tried to kill himself, and like the gun just clicked or something like that. Said the Diamondbacks and White Sox play each other in their final series in their series finale Wednesday afternoon, with Arizona going for the sweep. Hey, what up, Clarence? Good to see you, brother. What I don't understand, more so than just the fan saying something awful, and I don't understand that. But then people on Twitter start saying shit like, "Oh, he's soft." They were like, "Why is he crying?" And they're like, "Oh, does he have a torn labia?" It's because he's soft. And then when people start saying, "Oh, it's because a fan said something about his mom who died in a car crash in 2017." Once people found out that, they still had awful shit to say. Like this guy who said, like, I get it, some moron fan who deserved an injection is yelling something about your deceased mother, but let it go. But to let it get to you like that, she passed 7 to 8 years ago. Come on, dude. We will all lose our parents, God willing. You can't be that soft. That's crazy. That's crazy. What you're calling a man soft? He's a human being. Like that. I don't get that. So I responded and I was like, we all grieve differently, my man. Who are you or us, we, to tell him how to feel? You don't know the circumstances of it all, how close they were, what she meant to him, what he was going through at the time she passed, or what he's going through now. And then he tried to defend it. He was like, the whole point of my comment is pro ball players are taunted every game in every stadium. He shouldn't have let the noise from the crowd get to him. People do and say stupid things when they drink at games. And this moron who was ejected is hopefully banned from the stadium. And that didn't sit well. People, when he said that, they still came for him. They were like, hey, yo, shut the fuck up. They still came for his ass. And rightfully so. They were like, you keep saying pro like that matters. They're all regular ass humans like the rest of us. Ain't ever a reason to go that low with insults over a fucking game. And that's the point. Like, I just like say he sucks, say, whatever, but why would you attack somebody's mother who died in a car crash? Because I can only imagine that whatever he said had something to do with it. I don't know. It's beyond me what goes through people's heads. And I get it. Alcohol changes people. It changes their behavior. And this is why a lot of teams stop serving alcohol at a certain point. And it pisses people off. Oh, man, they can't stop serving in the 8th. This is why. Because fucking idiots can't handle their alcohol. And then they do shit like this. And it ruins it for everybody. Sure, it ruins it for adults who can handle their alcohol and manage to not just get shit-faced and turn themselves into insufferable human beings. People who can have a couple of drinks and spread them out throughout the night and maybe want to have one more starting in the 7th or 8th inning. Like, yeah, it ruins it for the rest of us. But players shouldn't have to go through this. They just shouldn't. It doesn't make sense. And fans need to suffer significant consequences for shit like this. I know it's only words, but look, words matter. This isn't the same as yelling, hey, you suck. You're an overpaid bum. Altuve, boo, you beat trash cans. This is not the same. And if you can't distinguish the fact, If you think that, like that guy said, oh, you're a ball player, you're used to insults being yelled at you. If you can't distinguish the two, you're a fucking idiot yourself. Because there is definitely a line. And I think that there needs to be significant consequences. And look, unlike the NBA, you shouldn't allow these fans back at any point. Although I think in the NBA, you should just let everybody back since you let Tyrese Halliburton's dad back. But that's a whole other can of worms. Clarence said the Astros should stop serving El Tiempo margaritas after the third inning. Yeah, no shit. Fajita, don't ever serve Fajita Pete margaritas. Jesus. You had some trashed fans after 6 pitches. Jeez. But it's fucked up. And yeah, it's this whole notion. Somebody said, you know, it's one of those, like Perry said, they don't suffer any consequences behind the keyboard or behind the netting or in the stands where they can just yell what they want and fans can't, players can't do anything. They can't go into the stands a la Ron Artest and beat their ass. They should be allowed to. They certainly should. When a fan crosses a line with his words, why not? I think players, you should be allowed to. Why not? Let them. I bet fans would stop that shit. I bet they fucking would. I bet they would. I bet you if fans knew that players wouldn't be suspended, wouldn't be fined, and could not be, you know, sued, charges couldn't be pressed. If every fan had to sign a waiver before they entered the game that said, if you talk shit to a player and they come in the stands to beat your ass, you can't sue, you can't press charges, you can't take them to court. You're on your own, buddy. It's kind of like if you participate in a stunt, you know what I mean? Like if you did, what was that show with Joe Rogan, Fear Factor? You know, and then like whatever you ate, if it made you sick or killed you, sorry. You know what you were getting into. Same thing. That should be it. Hey, it should be a heckler clause with every ticket that's purchased as a sporting event. And you should have to sign it. Or it's just on the back. Look, you talk shit and get hit, that's on you, pimp. That's on you. So now when you got these jackasses sitting in the stands telling these guys shit about their mother that's passed or telling them they should go ahead and kill themselves or whatever the fuck, and then those athletes decide to go in the stands and whoop their ass, oops, sorry. You got what you deserve. Cisco said if that happens, Vernon Maxwell is coming out of retirement. Oh, baby, you best believe it. You know how many? Holy shit. You best believe Vernon Maxwell's coming out of retirement. You know how many athletes would come out of retirement? Boy, man, you know how many athletes would be mad if they put that in play now? They'd be like, oh, hell no. Where was this when I was playing? Russell Westbrook would play another 10 years just so he could go to Utah. Just so he could go to Utah. He'd just be running down the court. Bitch. Just punching motherfuckers in the face. Oh my God. Utah would be empty, by the way. Those stands would be fucking empty. I guarantee you. If that was a clause, if this was legitimate, you would see no fan. Them scary bitches, nobody would go to a Jazz game anymore. They'd be like, oh, wait a minute. They could beat my ass? Never mind. I'm not going now. I don't want to go now. I can't yell racial slurs and nothing happened to me. Forget it. Not going now. Guarantee you they wouldn't go. Amos said not all athletes can fight. That player might fuck around and find out too. I look, don't get me wrong. I get that. I'll take my chances on the athletes versus these fucking schmucks in the crowd, because the chances are whoever the person is that's yelling that shit, one, is unathletic as fuck, and two, they also can't fight. The difference is they're not fucking fit physically. They don't have any fucking athleticism. They're not strong. They're weak-minded pussies that just want to talk shit and hide behind the fucking concrete barrier that separates them from the field or the court or whatever. So I'll take my chances. Trust me. I'm sure Russell Westbrook is not a great fighter. You know what I mean? I mean, look, we saw James Harden. We've all seen the clip. But I would still take my chances with James Harden versus some cat that wanted to talk shit. Just because I know that cat would tire himself out faster. This is a fact. So, I say that. So, I wake up 5:30 this morning. Nora kisses me, heads to work. And about 6 o'clock this morning, 6:15-ish, I see that post from Ben Verlander, and I respond to it about Ketel Marte, and what a fan yelled to him about his mom who passed in a car crash. And then I'm laying there in bed, and so I responded, and my phone rings. It's Nora. And I pick it up. And she's crying. And she goes, I've been in a wreck. The airbags have deployed. The car is totaled. Come get me. And then hangs up. And I was like, what the fuck? What is happening? And I was just like, oh my God. Having just seen that, and then getting that call, it was like, what the fuck just happened? And that's not like something, like you're prepared for. I hadn't even had my morning coffee. I'm just laying in bed, barely waking up. And so, I managed to just get out, "Are you okay?" And she just said, "Come get me." She said, "Come get me." Yes, come get me. But she already says yes. So it was like, she's not, her default is yes. So I'm like, well, I don't know. So I was like, oh, fuck. So, she hangs up, but I don't know where she is. I just know she works in the med center. So I get dressed and just start heading towards the med center. She sends me a pin a little bit later where she is. But apparently, some lady ran the light, and Nora had the green light. And the lady thought, so the lady, apparently it was like one of those lights where, the lady's supposed to yield. The lady's like going this way, and she can turn left on green if it's clear, but she's supposed to yield to oncoming traffic. But if she has a green arrow, she has the right of way. But she didn't have a green arrow. Nora had a green light. This lady had a green light, not a green arrow. No, the lady just didn't have an orange yield. She just had a green light, and that was it. No green arrow or nothing. And yeah, maybe it should have been like an orange yield or whatever. But she just pulled out in front of Nora. And bless her heart, Nora said she was this old lady. And, Nora works in the med center. So when Nora hit her, said it totaled her car. I didn't see it. She said her phone, she couldn't get it to work, so she didn't have any pictures of it. But it said her airbag came out. She's okay. I took her to the emergency care because, she was complaining of things, and so I went and had her checked out, and so we're just gonna monitor her for the next few days. So we were supposed to go on vacation. We were leaving. Yeah, she was almost to work. She was down in the med center, like Alameda or some shit when it happened. And the poor lady that she got into the wreck with that caused it was like a really old lady, she said. And then, bless Nora's heart, this will tell you something about my wife, right? I mean, the lady got the ticket, so this is definitely this lady's fault. She got the ticket. The officer wrote her a ticket for like failure to yield. It was definitely her fault, but this was like an old lady that walked with a cane. And like after the wreck, Nora is obviously, she's like her airbag deployed, so she's all scratched up. Her neck is hurt. She's sick. Like, she's fucked up. But I don't know this yet. I have no idea. I'm just driving. And so I don't even know what I'm gonna see when I get there. But to my wife's credit, she was telling me this later, she was like, it was just her and this lady until everybody got there, but she hit that lady, and then of course when they get out, the lady is so shook. She said this lady's probably in her like late 70s, early 80s. She had to help the lady back to her car to get her stuff. I was like, you did that? She was like, yeah, she could barely walk. I was like, damn, babe. I'd have kicked that cane out from under that bitch, shoved her to the ground. You a better person than me, man. She was like, babe, she was a poor little old lady, man. I was like, man, you good people, babe. She was like, it was an accident, she didn't, she messed up. I'm playing, Donna. I wouldn't have done that. But that said a lot about my wife in her time. But then, she's a nurse. That's what they do. They help people, I wouldn't have done that, Perry. But that's the kind of person my wife is. You know what I mean? She's injured. She's hurt. But here she is helping this old woman to her car. And then the police show up. What's fucked up is that EMS shows up. So some lady saw it and immediately called an ambulance. That's how bad the wreck was. She was like, oh, somebody's hurt. So she calls an ambulance and then the cops, and then EMS shows up. And they don't even take Nora's vitals. They just go, "Are you having trouble seeing?" And she was like, "No." They're like, "Okay." That was it. That was it. That was it. So I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me." So Nora said like the cop was amazing, how he treated her, and the old lady, the wrecker driver was amazing, and how sweet he was to her. So it took me like an hour, because I mean I just fucking jumped up, I get dressed, and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta get coffee, I gotta get all the shit out of my car so she can put all the shit in the car and out of hers, but by the time I get down there, it's almost an hour from the time she called me. Because we're way up here in spring. So I get out there. Everybody's gone. This is just my wife. She's just sitting there on the curb at a gas station waiting with all her shit. She texts me. She's like, "Well, I look like a homeless person with all my bags just waiting on me." She sends me a pin to come get her. And so I went and got her. And first thing I do is hug her. But I'm like, "How do you feel?" She's like, "I'm sore." She's all cut up from like, I guess the airbag and shit. And I was like, "I'm taking you to emergency care." So we get x-rays, they check her out. And the doctor was like, "Well, did they check your vitals and, do all the," she was like, "No." He's like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Did an ambulance show up?" She was like, "Yeah, EMS was there." He's like, "They didn't check vitals or nothing?" She's like, "Nothing." I was like, "That's fucking insane." That was the first I had heard of it. Oh, I was pissed. You gotta be fucking kidding me. They didn't check you out or nothing? She just goes, "They asked me if I had blurry vision." I was like, "No." And I was like, well, that's why I had insisted, because when the airbag deployed, I was like, "No. We're definitely going to get you looked at. Because if the airbags come out, then you could have a concussion. You just don't know." I was like, "I'm taking you to the doctor." And she didn't want to go. I was like, "I don't care. I'm taking you to the doctor." She said her neck, her shoulder hurts right here. I was like, "I'm taking you to the fucking doctor." Better safe than sorry. I mean, and we're not those people that are going to like unnecessarily do shit, because I can't stand those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like Dub said, get the Texas hammer on them. We would never be those people. Be like, "I got $1.9 million. Like, that's just not who we are. You know what I mean? But if my wife is injured, or I don't want her to have lingering problems, so we went and had her looked at. And, we had x-rays. And so, yeah, we'll see. Doctor's like, "I'll let you know." He's like, nothing I can see right now. He's waiting to see back, because he looked into the x-ray, but he goes, "I need to have somebody else look at it." He goes, "I'll call you." But he goes, "I need you to rest." So, we were I just got hit.com. Well, we were supposed to go on vacation. We were supposed to leave for Washington State this weekend. So it was a good thing I got trip insurance, because we ain't going now. She just can't travel. Not in the state she's in. She's not in good. She's not in good condition. We had like hikes and shit planned, and like she's basically had a return to work for Monday. I think he said Monday or Tuesday. So she's not supposed to do anything until then. Certainly not fly and hike and all that shit. So it was like pretty serious. So I was like, well, thank God I booked this bitch with fucking traveler's insurance. So that was good news. She's, not severely injured that we know of. That's good news. The other person is not severely injured that we know of. That's good news. The old lady. Cars can be replaced. although they're expensive as fuck. Oh my God. I mean, we're both kind of like, man, I hope that bitch ain't totaled. Because, man, we just got that bitch. Just got it. So we're kind of both like, ugh. Hey, what up, Shock? Good to see you, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Thank you all for the kind words in the chat. But, and I do appreciate everybody's sentiments and kind words, and I know she does too. But it was unnerving, to say the least, especially and interest rates ain't fucking cheap either. And we have great credit, but still, it don't matter. Like, rates are rates. Fucking ridiculous. But to be reading that article about Cattell Marte and his mom and, you know, her passing in a car crash, and then to get that call, it was just like surreal for a moment. Just like, what the fuck? Because it was very abrupt. She calls, she's crying. I've been in a wreck. Airbag is deployed. My car is totaled. Come get me. I'm on Alameda. Click. I was like, whoa. I mean, as a husband, you're just like, whoa. As a man, you're just like, I need more info. I need more info. I need reassurance. What? Like, yeah, I want to be there now. I want to teleport. I need to know, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. It was, But man, all I wanted to do was like, man, as soon as I saw her, just jumped out the car and hugged her. I'm like, oh God, thank God. Whew. But yeah, she's a little banged up, little PTSD, I think too. She was like, could you just not take the freeway home? I was like, you bet. You know, a little nervous, a little scared. I don't blame her. I think I would be too, man. So, bless her heart. Feel terrible for her. That sucks too. And she was really looking forward to this vacation. I was too, man. We always go somewhere because our anniversary is July 1st and her birthday is July 2nd. So we were headed out of town, and I think, you know, gosh, we were going to be gone for, I don't even remember now, like 7 days or 6 days or something like that. It's going to be a good run. So, I mean, I think she can't, you know, she's already taken the time off. So, possibility, there still might not be a show next week. So, don't get your hopes up. She's still staying home. So, you know, I told you when Nora's home, Daddy's home. Oh, you down that way, Dubs? Yeah. Running red lights is huge in this area. I mean, the lady had it green. That's the problem. And you know what the saddest part was? And this was just, it's Nora's that it broke her heart too, is that it was like a really old lady. She said, you know, late 70s, early 80s or whatever. But then she said like that the lady was like, I'm going to visit my daughter who's in the hospital, who's dying. And Nora was just like, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, you know? And, you know, the lady was like, well, it's not your fault, sweetie. You know, just, that's life. But it's like, man, could you imagine? Could you imagine? You're going down there and then you got to go through that. God. I told Nora, I was like, you know what sucks too is, like, I remember we went through this with my grandma, is that could very well be one of the things or the final straw that takes away her car. Like, that could be it. Like, all right, Grandma, sorry, but we can't let you drive anymore. Like, you're just like, it's too dangerous. And then once you take away old people's cars, man, they lose their independence and their quality of life. They start to decline faster. Happens all the time. And that's one of those things that just sucks, man. So, you hate to see it. It's sad. What up, Dre? What up, Alex? Good to see you guys. But yeah, that's sad. So it was like, man, it's just a shitty situation all the way around. Just really sad. Not a cool thing to go through this morning. So, yeah, for those of you that are here that I talked to, or for those of you just getting here, you've missed an hour of the show. That's right, bitches. We started early. We've been going for 55 minutes already. What? So for those of you that have been here, and those of you that hadn't, so yeah, the long and the short of it is probably gonna have to end the show early today because I was supposed to. I have a show tonight at the Houston Improv. Raj Sharma is in town. Asked me to open for him to host the whole thing. And I was supposed to print a bunch of merch and do a bunch of shit this morning. But since Nora was in that wreck, my morning was spent doing that. So I need to do that before the show. And yeah, honestly, that's the other thing, Perry. Just kind of want to go be with the wife. And that's the thing. Cece was like, yeah, you just be with her. I was like, no, we're going to do a little bit of a show. There's some things I want to talk about, but it's definitely not going to do a private hour today. And definitely going to have to cut it short. But I did want to get one last show in because I promised you guys that we would before vacation started. And then we had birthdays that we got to get into because we're not going to be here next week because even though we're going to have to cancel our trip, probably not going to do shows because she's still, like I said, she's going to be home. She's just not, we're not going to be able to travel. So, but I'm just going to hang out with her. So, yeah, we're not going to do shows. So, that said, let's see. Yeah, I was. Dude, everyone was stunned. Stunned, I say. I was stunned. Yeah, it was crazy. Felt good, honestly, to get rolling at that time. Really, I was like, yeah, this is how it should be. You damn right it is. There was a few headlines that I wanted to get to also. Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? Nothing like nothing. Well, this one doesn't have a picture, but whatever. Let's just do these real quick because there's also something else. So like we've actually done. I just told you the whole wreck story. So oof, that was a close one. We just did fans are absolute assholes. We're gonna touch on this one, but let's first do the headlines. We're gonna do the birthdays. I want to do that. I figured this would happen, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, let's do that. Dre, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Shut up, Alex. All right, here's sports headlines for the day. Sources, good old sources say Fred VanVleet's going to sign a new deal with the Rockets. According to this, Rockets guard Fred VanVleet intends to sign a 2-year, $50 million contract to stay with the franchise with a player option for 26-27. Rockets are declining VanVleet's $44 million team option for next season, the source said, and now secure a new deal with VanVleet's representative Clutch Sports and Rich Paul. VanVleet's new deal gives the Rockets flexibility over the next year and gives him the opportunity to enter the 26 free agency market where there will be more salary cap space for teams. Both sides believe in a partnership for years to come beyond the 2 years, sources said. VanVleet's only 31. Doesn't he seem older than that, though? Tell the truth. He just seems older than that. But it says Van Vliet, 31, returns to a Rockets roster recently bolstered by obviously the blockbuster trade with Durant. It's been a busy offseason for the Rockets, who agreed to a 3-year, $30 million extension with Steven Adams and a long-term extension with coach Ime Udoka in recent weeks. Van Vliet's a one-time All-Star and former NBA champion who has helped spearhead the Rockets turnaround. Obviously, Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks leaving didn't help either. Barry needs you, Jesus. Shut up. Nope. An immediate fit after signing a 3-year deal with the team in the summer of 2023. Van Vliet helped Houston improve from 22 wins to 41. Also, look, don't get it twisted. Okay? He's here to teach somebody how to run things, whether that's Amen Thompson. Because remember, a lot of people forget Amen Thompson is a point guard. Isn't that wild to think that? Amen Thompson's supposed to be a point guard. Reed Shepherd's supposed to be a point guard too. That can knock down threes. So obviously they're keeping him around to show one of those guys how to do that. But I think too, this is a much better team with him. I really do. I think if you asked me of the two, which one were you going to keep? Dillon Brooks or Fred VanVleet? 100% it was Fred VanVleet. Because, I mean, you had enough defensive prowess with Amen Thompson and Tari Eason. I mean, Dillon Brooks was your defensive identity, but still, those guys kind of took over anyways. But with Fred out, this offense was a lot different. And now with adding Durant to the mix, you really need that floor general to make it all work. Because now you've got to figure out, is there enough ball to go around with Durant and Alperen Sengun, and Amen Thompson's offensive prowess is only going to improve. And so, yeah. And you expect Reed Shepherd to be better and get into the mix. So it's going to be good, and it's going to be Fred's job to run it all. So I like it. He averaged 14 and 9 over his career. Actually 14.9 and 5.7 assists in his career. So 15 and 6 essentially. But I think too, it says like in this, it says Van Vliet's a hard-nosed defender who succeeds on offense through playmaking and volume 3 shooting. He was second on the team in 3-point attempts per game with 7.7. He tends to struggle with efficiency, however, and shot below 40% from the field in 2024. That's okay, because that's part of why you went out and got Kevin Durant. You went out and got Durant. You've got Alp. You know, Jalen Green, yes, he was a scorer, but he was so inconsistent. You were either getting 25 or 5 is what I always said. Jalen Green was either going to give you 25 or 5. You just didn't know what night you were getting from him. So now with Durant here, you're consistently getting 28? You know you're getting 28 a night, maybe 25 because he's older. But now you don't have to worry about those 5 nights. It's 25 every night when he's healthy. So, and you add Alp's 20 to it, you take that. So you don't need Fred. Fred can now go back to just being a point guard. Pass first. You don't worry about him being a shooter. So, according to Draymond, Fred was the real tough guy on the team, not Dillon Brooks. That don't surprise me. Does that surprise you? It's always the quiet ones. Also, I think that's just Draymond wanting to be disrespectful to Dillon Brooks. Honestly. That wouldn't surprise me in the least. What could be more disrespectful to a fellow tough guy than to say somebody else on the team is the tough guy and not them? That would be like saying, Oh, that Warriors dynasty? Clay was the tough one. Draymond wasn't the tough guy on that team. It was Klay Thompson. Everyone knew you didn't mess with Klay Thompson. Yeah, Draymond was all yapping. It was Klay that would get on your ass. Everyone was scared of Klay. That would be so disrespectful to Draymond that, yeah. So I'm sure. So yeah, so there's that. Sports books have Cooper Flag in quote unquote rare air ahead of the NBA draft. The odds to be picked number one had reached minus 100,000. That means you had to bet $100,000 to win $1. This morning, let's see. It says Flag's odds to be the top pick in the draft had reached minus 100,000 at multiple sports books Thursday morning. I'm sorry. That means a bettor would have to risk $1,000 to win $1. Minus 100,000. You had to risk 1,000 to win $1 at minus 100,000. That is crazy. Crazy. Who's doing that? I mean, but here's the thing. It's a guaranteed dollar. It's a guaranteed dollar. And it's like, yeah, if you have $1,000, you probably don't need that dollar, right? Because you have to remember that they're going to charge you juice on that. They're not just going to let you place that wager for free. There's going to be juice on it. Let me pull it up. Let me see something here. Bovada. Let's just see. Somebody at FanDuel said the price of Flag to go number one obviously is a function of our expectation. He will almost assuredly be the number one pick. NBA draft, futures. Cooper Flag minus 100,000. I put him in my, if I bet $1, I win $0. If you bet $1, if you're just like, I'll throw $1 on it, you're winning $0. If you bet $10, you win a penny. If you bet $100, you win a dime. That's crazy. Here it is. This is what it looks like. Hold on. Oh, well, let me zoom down. Let me see if I can zoom out. There we go. Well, maybe if I close it. There it is. Oh, it's still not. You dumb bitch. Hold on a damn minute. Let me see. Oh, it's because it's, there we go. Hey, what up, Brian? So, oops. Yeah. So to bet $100 to win a dime. $100. So if I bet my $1,000 to win $1, I could bet $10,000 to win $10. I would have to bet $100,000 to win $100. I'm going to bet $1 million to win 1,000. And then you got to remember the juice, man. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Let me get rid of that now. Hold on, player. Hold on. Don't mess that up. Don't mess that up. So yeah, Cooper Flag at -1. And all of this is just wasted money. Dylan Harper at plus 20,000. Sure, you could throw a buck and win 200. You're throwing that buck away.
Wow,
ain't nobody doing that. Hey, yo, what up, Ace 3318? Sorry your thing didn't show up there. That's my fault, buddy guy. It's supposed to pop up, but I did it wrong. But what's up, Ace? Good to see you, man. Thank you for the follow. Ain't nobody doing that. You might as well just send me the dollar. Shit. Yeah, that's stupid. So, good old Cooper Flag and rarefied air. So the headline says. -100,000. Yeah, Wall said Mayweather makes bets like this. Bet $1 million to win $100K. Yeah, only the problem is, in this particular case, you're betting $100,000 to win $100. That's ridiculous. No, you're betting 100,000 to win $100. So you got to bet $1 million to win 1,000. That's not good money. Minus the juice. No thanks. Could you imagine though if you got your bet in early, like mid-season or something? Whoo, boy. Hughes was smart. All right, you'll have to excuse me. I forgot to put a link to a photo for Bregman, but you know what he looks like. Bregman's opened to a new Red Sox deal. So says his agent, Scott Boras. By the way, if you missed it, Jeremy Pena signed with Scott Boras. So he's not going to be an Astro. Goodbye. He gone. I said that in Nora goes, but isn't Altuve with him? I was like, yeah, they don't. Correa was, Springer was, Bregman was, like, yeah. Don't count on it. Don't mean shit. You got about 2 more years of Jeremy Pena, and then see ya. So enjoy while you can, Astros. Bregman's open to a new deal with the Red Sox. That's according to his agent. Quote. Let's see. It says Bregman joined the team on a 3-year, $120 million deal this past season, but can opt out and become a free agent after this season. I always tell the team, and Alex directs me to tell them. Yeah. I will always tell the team, and Alex directs me to tell them. We're always open to any conversations, Boras told the Boston Globe. Any player who plays well somewhere, it's something that's important for the team and important for the player. It's an additive. I think everybody is focused on the season, but the idea of it is if you have a player playing at a high level where he's at, that's important for the team to look at and important for the player to look at. What? Scott, shut up. Bregman's been on the injured list since May 23rd. By the way, just so we're clear, Astros fans, you're getting pretty good production out of Isaac Paredes. So, I don't think you're getting as good of defense as Bregman gave you, but you're getting good hitting production. So you can't be upset. But Bregman's hitting 299, 11 home runs, 35 RBIs. But he's been out since the 23rd. And he won't return until after the All-Star break. Not great. What's interesting, though, they've already traded Rafael Devers to the Giants. And what's also interesting is now they're talking about a contract midseason, but if I understood it correctly, they wouldn't talk contracts with the Astros midseason. Interesting how that works. Go figure. Yeah, I didn't fix that one. I only had the 3. That one that sources are saying the Knicks are interviewing the Wolves assistant Nori. That was from yesterday. So I just had the 3. But it does bring me to the 4th and final topic for today's show. Where is Flip going in the NBA rounds? What? Huh? What? What you mean? What you mean? Your dollar is coming back out like a vending machine. That's funny. Is this the best situation as a number 1 pick? Bitch. Is this the best situation number 1 pick is walking into since Magic Johnson? Gosh. It's pretty good. I mean, it might be. God, I'd have to go back and look at all the number 1 picks. All the number 1 picks in the NBA since Magic Johnson. Let's see. Magic got there in 79. Yeah, Joe Barry Carroll to the Warriors. Mark Aguirre, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Hakeem, Patrick Ewing, Brad Daugherty, David Robinson, Danny Manning, Purvis Ellison, Derek Coleman, Larry Johnson, Shaq. Yeah. Chris Webber, I forget he was drafted by Orlando. Huh. Glenn Robinson, Joe Smith, no, Iverson, Tim Duncan, Michael Olowokandi. Whoo, Elton Brand, Kenyon Martin, Kwame Brown, Yao Ming, LeBron, Dwight Howard, Andrew Bogut. Wow. Andre Bargnani. Golly. What? Greg Oden, Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin. God, the Clippers have had so many number 1 picks. It's ridiculous. And the Wizards. John Wall, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins. Good Lord, the Cavs had 3 number 1 picks in 4 years. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins. Crazy. Cat in 2015, Ben Simmons in 2016, Markelle Fultz in 2017, DeAndre Ayton in 2018 to the Suns, Zion in 2019, Anthony Edwards in 2020, Cade in 2021. Yeah, I think you're right. Paolo Banchero in 2022 to the Magic. Yeah. Victor Wembanyama in 2023. Boy, Zachariah Reisiger in 2024. Reisiger. I think so. Because I was looking at that Cavs team. Yeah, that I was trying to see what was that Cavs team of 2011? Yeah. Yeah. I would have to say so, Amos. I would have to say so. Walt said Tim Duncan had the best situation. I also was thinking maybe Blake Griffin's 2009, but I don't remember. No, because those Clippers were bad. Because, what did that team look like in 2009? Well, he was, let's see. Let's see, 2008, 2009, 2009, 2010 was. Okay, yeah. Eric Gordon, DeAndre Jordan, Baron Davis, Drew Gooden, Russell Butler. Yeah. Yeah, what was that? What was that Spurs team? I wanted to see the 2002 Rockets also. Because that team, that 2002 Rockets team, when they got Yao, they kind of were already pretty good. So I'm going to look at that one also. We'll look at the 97 Spurs as well. And the 84 Rockets when they got Olajuwon. Because remember, people were pissed that they got back-to-back number one picks because the Twin Towers essentially, they went to the finals that year, I believe. So let me pull that up. I'm gonna pull up the Spurs, and then I'll pull up the Rockets. So 84 Rockets would have been the 84-85 team. Let me go to Basketball Reference. Yeah. Yeah, that 84-85 team, pretty good. Mitchell Wiggins, Ralph Sampson, Robert Reed, Jim Peterson, Olajuwon, Hank McDowell, Rodney McCray, John Lucas, Lou Lloyd, Allen Level, Craig Elo, Phil Ford, Lionel Hollins. This is a pretty decent team. That 84, the year before, they didn't make the playoffs in 83-84, but that was the year that they got Sampson. Yeah. The next year when they drafted Olajuwon, they made the playoffs. They won 48 games. So they went from winning 29 games to winning 48 games with Olajuwon. And then the next year, this is when they lost in the finals in 85. So that one, that was a pretty good team. San Antonio, what year was that? That was the 97 draft. So that would be the 98, 99 Spurs? Or no, it'd be 97, 98 Spurs. Let's see. Duplicate. San Antonio Spurs. 97, 98. Yeah. '97, '98 Spurs lost in the conference semifinals. They won 56 games. The year before, they won 20 games. Boy. That team had Corey Alexander, Greg Anderson, Joe Courtney, Vinny Del Negro, Sean Elliott, Jamie Fike, Devin Gray, Darren Hancock, Carl Herrera, Stephen Howard, Avery Johnson, Tim Kempton, Vernon Maxwell, Caitlin Nickerson, Will Perdue, David Robinson, Jason Sasser, Charles Smith, Dominique Wilkins, and Monty Williams. But that's a much different team than the next season, though. 96-97 Spurs compared to the 97-98 Spurs that won 56 games. Yeah, because they had... I don't know, man. Malik Rose, Monty Williams. I mean, I might be kind of inclined to say the Olajuwon. And then let me look up the Rockets with Yao also. So 84 with Olajuwon. I'm gonna pull this. I guess I could just share all this. Share my screen too, so y'all can see it. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Let's see. Always makes it easier. There you go. And let's see. Yao was drafted in 2002, so that would be the 2003-2004 season. So the year prior. Oh no. That was a 2001, 2002. Yeah, because that was with Yao. So without Yao, the team was Kevin Willis, Walt Williams, Oscar Torres, Kenny Thomas, Glenn Rice, Moochie Norris, Terrence Morris, Catino Mobley. I mean, Yao showed up to a team with Steve Francis and Catino Mobley already. That team won 28 games. They add Yao. They won 43. That was the year that Rudy got fired. Van Gundy steps in and takes them to back to the playoffs. Only wins 2 more games, but gets to the playoffs. Man. I don't know why they only won 28 games that year to get Yao Ming, but it just kind of shows you. They won 45 the year before, and then all of a sudden they only win 28 games. So Yao Ming might be another one. Yeah, and that's why I say, Walt, that's the thing. Spurs won 59 games, finished first in the West, then Robinson got hurt. Right. That's kind of what I'm saying about the Rockets. They won 45 games. Obviously, they didn't finish first in anything. But they won 45 games in 2000, 2001, right? With that roster. It's, Matt Bullard, Kelvin Cato, Steve Francis, Catino Mobley, Moochie Norris. They had Olajuwon that year. And that's when they ship Olajuwon off. And then the next year after that 28-win season, that's the year that they win the lottery and get Yao. So, might not have been that might be up there too. I think that Rockets team of 2001, 2002, because 2002, that's the first year of Yao Ming. So, adding him to Mobley and Francis, along with Glenn Rice and Mo Taylor. Wow. Gosh, that takes me back. But I think those might be good. But this is certainly that Duncan one for sure. Tell Kelvin Cato we want our money back. Duncan for sure. 100%. The year before, previous season. Yeah, 20 games because, David Robinson was hurt. Yeah, the year before that, there you can see they won 59 games. and then they get the lottery pick. And that's literally kind of the same thing that happened with the Rockets. I mean, it wasn't first, but pretty close. But the Mavs aren't. Yeah, I don't know that anything would top that then, Walt. You're right. I thought the question was the best ready-made situation for a number one pick to walk into. Yeah, so you're right. I don't know that anything would top the Spurs then, just as far as where they finished that year. Lost in the semis that year. Because the Rockets, they didn't even make the playoffs. Yeah, they won 28. That's how they got it. And the year before, won 45 but missed the postseason, which is crazy. Crazy. And I think part of the Mavs problem this year was Kyrie getting hurt. Obviously, Luka getting traded, but yeah, the Kyrie injury matters too. And then AD coming over and getting injured. That'd be tough. I think it'd be tough to say, to rank Flag walking into the Mavs ahead of Duncan to the Spurs. But I think it'd be close. And then maybe close behind that might be maybe Yao. But yeah, I think Walt's right. I think Duncan to the Spurs has to be since Magic. Probably right. Probably accurate. 84 was Celtics. Oh, that's right. You right. Parker Robinson, yes, they did. Hey, what up, Pinsman? Yeah. I think that's right. Yep. I think that Duncan one is since Magic. Yeah. So it'd probably go Duncan, Flag, Yao, Olajuwon. That sound right? I think so. I think that's probably close. I think so. That is funny though. Tell Kelvin Cato we want our money back. Jeez. That dude. All off of some blocks in a preseason game. That's one lucky dude. Did people think the Rockets were instant contenders when they got Yao? Yes. Yes, they did. Absolutely. Yep. I believe so. Yeah. With Coutinho, Mobley, and Steve Francis, and then adding Yao. Yeah, I think they did. Now, I think they thought they were a playoff team. How about that? Did they think that they were title contenders? No. But I don't think people think Dallas is necessarily a title contender. So, I certainly think they thought the Spurs were. But yeah. And then, shit, people will tell you, man. Shaq will tell you, he hated facing Yao. He hated it. People talked about how soft Yao was, and he was at first. But, Yao would give Shaq fits. Once he stopped being so shy, he gave Shaq fits. Once he started figuring shit out. Yeah, for sure. All right, last thing I wanted to discuss, just right fast. It's just humor me because I don't get to say this very often because especially when it comes to this. And then didn't Barkley have to kiss a goat's ass when Yao got 20? Oh, that's right. Yep. Sure enough. Just like Fred Fowler had to eat crow one day, like actual crow. Did they say it was like he was gonna get like throw up or something like that, or make him sick? Like it had to be cooked really good. Yeah. People forget Yao was considered the baddest mofo in the world at the time. Yao was considered one of the. I mean, the problem with Yao was it was a lot like what. The problem was similar to what we see when guys come over from other leagues is you wonder, you see the skill set, but you're like, but they haven't been tested. They haven't been tested against the NBA grind, the MLB grind. You see the skill set and you know that that skill set translates to this league, but it's like, will it hold up for 82 games, 162 games? That's the difference. It's not can they play with the Shaqs and the whatevers of the world, or can Ichiro hit MLB pitching? That's not the question necessarily, right? It's not can that pitcher get guys out. It's can he go out and pitch 35 games in a season? Can he go out and play 82 games and stay healthy? Yao's downfall was his feet. That was his downfall. It was his feet. He just couldn't stay healthy. That was his big problem. So I don't get to say it often. But can I write a check? I predicted this. Yao's defeat was defeat. What up, Jamal? Justin Swinny-Po in the building. I don't get to say it often, but I told you so. And I damn sure don't get to say it often when it comes to hockey. Because you know your boy don't watch hockey that much. But, ladies and gentlemen, figured this would happen. Edmonton Oilers have traded winger Evander Kane. If you watched what I watched, and most of you didn't, but I talked about it on this show as much as y'all would let me. But I told you one of the big reasons why the Edmonton Oilers got their ass whooped in the NHL Finals and didn't win the Stanley Cup is because Evander Kane was doing Evander Kane shit. He was out there doing dumb shit. And it cost them, I think, at least 2 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. And because of that, the Edmonton Oilers have had enough of his shit and traded him to the Canucks. He's 33. He had 1 more year on his 4-year deal. Carries a $5.125 million cap hit. Vancouver's picking up his full salary. Canucks traded Ottawa's 4th round pick in the 2025 draft. The pick was actually sent to Vancouver by Edmonton last summer in a trade for Vasily Podkolzin. So, Kane had a modified 16-team no-trade list. He's a Vancouver native who's played junior hockey in the city. So, says his return to the Stanley Cup playoffs, scoring 6 goals and 6 assists in 21 games as the Oilers lost to the Panthers. His main asset was his physicality, but it was also his biggest detriment, I think. So they get a 4th round pick in return, but it's just Amos said who. Think of it this way. I mean, Evander Kane's role was like an enforcer, and he was a defenseman, and he made so many mistakes early. I want to say in game 3 that cost them so many power play goals. They gave up. It cost them giving up so many power play goals that got them behind. And it made them lose game 3 on the road bad. And that kind of, I think, turned the whole series. And it happened again later. And that's why he got moved to the 4th line, is because of it. And it's kind of the writing was on the wall. Look, bro, you can't keep doing silly shit. Not when you have the best player in hockey on the team. Because one of the problems became you couldn't have the best player in hockey on the ice doing what he does because you were constantly on the defense. You were constantly shorthanded because of silly shit that Evander Kane was doing. So they had to get rid of it. I knew it was going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So him and Nurse both were doing a bunch of that shit. So let's see. Oh, he tweeted out a tweet. By the way, I never got to read it, but apparently Tyler Halliburton tweeted out like a really poignant tweet that I didn't get to see or read, but we don't have time because I have to go take care of a bunch of shit. But before we do, I promised it, and I'm a man of my word. And we shall do it because I am a man of my word. And I do not know why I am speaking this way. But because I am a man of my word, we have to do, because we're not, if you missed it, if you were late, vacation starts after today's show. And I don't think I'm back until the 7th or the 8th, something like that. So we're out all next week, basically, starting today. So no show tomorrow and no show all next week. And I think we return on the 7th. This, gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Get your hands off my penis. So before we go though, I promise this. Well, it's a long story, Justin. We're actually not heading anywhere. We were going to go to Washington State. And then Nora got into a major accident this morning. So we are not going anywhere now. But good news is she's okay. So, but not going to be going anywhere. All right. That said, well, happy anniversary. Get well soon to Nora and let us know if we need to pass the collection plate. Deductibles and hospital bills can be costly. Yeah. Well, I was told her, I was like, hey, this is what retirement savings is for. We'll just cash in some bonds or some shit. So I appreciate you though, Amos. That's very kind of you, brother. Thank you. We'll figure it out. I told her I ain't worried about that stuff, man. She's fine. That's all I care about, man. When she called, that was just like, man, my heart sunk. So once I found out, she was okay, nothing else mattered. So it was like, shit, that the money and everything else. So this is what I got all those stock options from. Where was it? Like Perficient or some shit like that. I'll just cash them hoes in, pay a little extra income tax on them or something. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just have to work a few extra years. Whatever. All right, but in the meantime, enough about that. We have birthdays. Yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you, Uriel. I promise you I'm going to get you in touch with Cisco. Promise you, sir. Appreciate you, Justin. Thank you, Brian. Much love to you. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Amos. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words. And fuck you, Titan Hugo. I've been on vacation all year. Kiss my Rich Bales, brother. I know you're not here. I know you out being busy like you busy, but flip. Happy birthday, Dick Vales. Happy birthday to you, man. One day short of freedom. God damn it. You couldn't have waited? You couldn't have waited? One day short of freedom. Son of a bitch. Ain't that a bitch? Well, tricky dick. I hope your birthday is amazing. I hope you think about me when you're getting roadhead. Wait, no. Scratch that. I just hope your roadhead is amazing. And the hand jobs too. And I hope that when he makes eye contact with you, it means something. Okay. Listen, have a great one, Richard. And drink a couple of extra for me, buddy. Okay? All right. Do that. But that's not the only. Oh, nay. Oh, I'm missing one. Oh, there it goes. That's not the only birthday in this fine program. No, it's not. Nick Gamboa. Yes. We got Dick and then Nick. What's next? Huh? First it's Dick, and now it's Nick. Do we have a Rick? Come on. Please tell me Rick is next. Wouldn't that be great? Rick! Nope. Okay. Nick Gamboa. Nick Gamboa. Happy birthday, brother. I know Nick is on the Discord still. He can't watch the show all the time. He still pops in on occasion. Christy, what's up, girl? But I know I see Nick still getting active on the Discord. So, brother Nick, happy birthday to you, pimp. I hope it is fantastic, oh my friend. And I hope you enjoy it to the fullest, my friend. Maybe you and Tricky Dick and our other birthday participant can all three get together and have a menage a trois. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fun that way. Maybe you guys can do some wobbly H or a Eiffel Tower or I don't know, whatever it is the three of you are into. Hell, I don't know. But whatever you do, Tricky Nicky, have a great birthday, my friend. And last but certainly not least, my boy Alec. Oh my God, Alec, I'm so happy that you are off of deployment and home, sir. And able to celebrate with us and not out on the open seas. Sir, first of all, Alec, thank you for your service. Second of all, again, I'm glad you're home. It's not, yes, Alec. I wish it was ICK, Alec. We would have Nick, Rick, Dick, Alec. That would be so fantastic. Why was it not Alec? God damn it. But Alec, brother, happy birthday to you, man. I hope it's fantastic. Welcome back. And you know I love you. Hope it's great. Alec, Nick, Richard, cheers to all three of you. Drink, drunk. Yay, happy birthday, everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a show. We did it. Christy said that's a large flask. Yes. That's like, this is a Congo flask. It's a very large flask. Yes, it is a Congo flask, indeed. Wow, Jeff, that seems highly inappropriate. Wow. Also, very accurate. How do I clean it? I don't know. This is going to be the first time I clean it, actually, so we're going to find out. I might just throw that sumbitch away. Might be the easiest way to do it. Walt, good job today, sir. Way to pick me up on that. To the rest of you, thank you for your kind words in regards to my wife and the better half. Thank you for your patience and understanding when it comes to this stuff. And most importantly, man, thank you for being here and just hanging out and enjoying the show and, being cool people. I'm filling in next week for Barry. World Cup and Gold Cup breakdowns. Jesus. I can't imagine a worse show. Not even because of the topics, just Tony talking. God. It would just be him. All he would do is look at himself the whole time. God. Ugh. Could you imagine? Joe Bro, what up, pimp? And Joe Bro said, yeah, I don't have to leave just because I walked in. Well, you'll have to catch the replay and find out, Titan Hugo. I'm not going to rehash it, but you'll just go back and watch the beginning of the show. I explained it all. You'll see. All right, you guys. I love y'all. Hey. More than ever before, that second thing I say, I know I say a lot, but that first thing I say, be safe. After this morning, yeah, I really mean that. So you guys, do me 3 favors. Be safe. And be kind. And most importantly, man, love your loved ones. Love each other. And I will see you guys not this next week, but the following week, maybe the 7th or the 8th. I'll figure it out and let you guys know. In the meantime, I love you guys. Love each other. Have a great rest of the week and next week, everybody. And I'll see you when we get back from vacation. Love y'all. Bye, everybody.
Daddy's making a YouTube video!